Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a little coloring and just wanted to show you how I practice coloring different skin tones. And I'm using this image by Art Impressions, and this image came from the Live, Laugh, Love stamp set by Art Impressions. It pictures friends sitting together and laughing and having a good time. Some of the sentiments says live, laugh, love. We're now old, sitting, laughing, remembering. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Here's to laughing so hard we have tears running down our legs. That one is really cute. And then this is another image of a lady standing up and she's laughing, and this one says friends. I thought this was a really cute stamp set. I've had this in my stash for a while, and just wanted to practice coloring 3 different skin tones using my Spectrum Noir markers. And so I know last video that I did showing you how I colored some florals, I mentioned that I didn't have a coloring chart with a at a view glance, but I was able to find one on Spectrum Noir's website, and I don't know how I missed this one in the beginning, but this has all of the colors, including the latest 2 sets, the vintage and the other set that they added recently. So happy about that. So I'm using this as a guide. I'm going to be using the tan family, the flesh family, to basically color the skin tones. So I may not finish coloring this entire little image in this one sitting. I might do like a part 2, but this video is actually just going to focus on these ladies' skin tones. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump in. I used the mini pack of the Copic coloring, the Copic marker cardstock. For this one, and this one measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I also use the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, which works really well with Copics, and also these Spectrum Noir markers. I don't seem to get any blurred lines or anything using those markers. So I am going to start off by coloring this little lady in the middle. And I think I'm going to make her with the lightest skin tone. So I'm going to be using PP1 for her cheeks. I'm going to be using FS2 for her skin, FS3 for her skin, and TN2 to add the darkest shading on her skin. So how I color, and I've said this before, I take the lightest color that I'm going to use, and I just start off by laying down just a little layer, one little light layer across the image. And like I said, today it'll only be the skin tones that I'll work on. So I'm going to color her, and then we'll move on to the next skin. So basically a light, a medium, and a darker skin tone is what I'm going to be going for. See how you can color over the outline, which was that Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and it doesn't blur. I'm gonna come out just a little bit more. Okay, so I've laid down my first layer of color, and so next I'm just going to go in with the FS3 to add the first layer of shading. And usually around the hairline, it's a little bit darker around the ears, of course the neck, under her chin, right where her like smile lines are, and even under her nose and the glasses. Also around the cuffs of her sleeves and her hand. around the cuffs of her leggings or pants. And so next I'm going to go in with the darkest color, which is the TN2, and this is where I'm going to lay in the most shading for her. So that is the darkest. So then I'm going to go backwards back to FS3, and I'm going to go from FS3 from the TN2, which is the darkest, with the FS3, and I'm just going to drag the colors out. Drag that deepest color up and out. I'm just going to drag it up and out. And then I'll go in with that lightest color and just do another light pass all over the entire area to just kind of bring everything together. And you still can see the areas with the darker shading. This just kind of helps to bring it all in. So then I'm going to go in with PP1, which is a light pink shade, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of shading on her cheeks. And so that's pretty much it for this lightest skin tone. So for that one, I use the PP1 for her cheeks, FS2, FS3, and TN2 for her skin tone. Okay, so next I'm going to go to this little lady right here, and I'm gonna make her have a medium skin tone. So for the medium skin tone, I'm going to use the TN2. I'm going to use the TN5. I'm going to use TN3 and FS8 for her cheeks. And I'm just basically gonna do the same technique. I'm gonna go in with my lightest color first and move to the darkest and then go backward. Alright, so, and I'm gonna do this little lady right here. So my lightest color in this grouping would be the TN2. So I'm gonna start off by, she's like really tanned, a really tan skin person. So I'm gonna start off by laying just a light color, a light layer. So that is my first layer. So next I'm going to go in with the TN3 to add my first layer of shading. And of course around her hairline, her ear, around her little earring, her hand, right in this area right here. Right in that sleeve. Right here next to her thigh. Same here. And then next I'm going to add that deepest TN5. Same thing, I'm going to come in with just a little bit more of this. Have to be really careful because this one is super dark. And I just want to give her just a little extra shading there. Okay, so that looks pretty harsh, but I'm gonna go backwards to the TN3 next, just to pull just a little bit of that color back out, just like that. And I'm starting right where I left off at. So she's pretty tan here. This could actually go for a dark skin, but it's a tan skin for me, because I want to go a little bit darker for my darkest character. So then I'm going to take the TN2 back over her. You see how tan she is? Wow, she's been in the sun. So, and just want to bring all her skin together by going over it with that lightest color. And then when this dries, it'll lighten just a little bit anyway. So that is my medium skin tone. She's a very tanned lady. Okay, so this lady over here will be my darkest skin lady. So for her, I am going to use TN5, which is, we have right here already. I'm going to use TN7, and I'm going to use TN9 and FS8. I didn't add anything to this lady's cheeks, so I'm going to go back in and add a little blush. Okay, so put away TN3 and TN2, and we're using 5, 7, and 9, which will give us an even deeper complexion, a darker complexion. Okay, so we're gonna start with this lady right here. I'm almost done. I know this is a pretty long video, but it gets really long if I'm coloring in real time. So, and I'll probably finish their hair and clothes and accessories in another video. Okay, so I'm going to start with my lightest color, which is the TN5, and I am just going to lay my first shade down. Okay, so that is my first layer, and then I'm going to go in with TN7, which is quite a bit darker. And so I'm going to go around her hairline here. It's very dark. I know it looks kind of scary right now, but it's gonna blend out because I want her to be pretty chocolate. So I'm gonna go with my darkest, which is the TN9, and I'm just gonna barely go back right around where we just came from, basically just to make my darkest shading for this lady. I just really love this stamp set. It's like they're all having such a good time. And I know I'm out of the lines a little bit with her. It's okay because I'm not done coloring this image, and I can fix that later on. So now I'm going to go back with TN7, pull out a little bit with the medium color. So I'm just starting from that darkest color, and I'm just pulling out. Yes, it looks very harsh. But remember, when we go in and we even everything out with that lightest color, which is the TN5. So you just start from the darkest and just pull out. And yes, this hand looks pretty bad right now because I've gotten out of the lines. But it's fine. It'll come together very good once the whole image is colored. And it's okay to layer and layer and layer the markers. So this is pretty much the end of the video. So very, very different shades, but we did use a lot of the same colors to create these shades. So basically I used pretty much 3 colors. Let me add a little bit of this FS8 to her cheek. She have some rosy little cheeks, just like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And you'll see how pretty this image is going to be once they're closed and everything has been colored in. Today I just wanted to focus on the skin tone, but basically I do a light, a medium, and a dark shade. I do a just a light wash with the lightest color, and then I start building with the deeper colors, and I finish off the images by going over the full image with the lightest color to just bring everything together. So anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. This will be part 1, and I'll actually come back and complete this full image in my next video. I want to thank you all for watching. Sorry about it being so lengthy, but I did want to do a talk through. I like to do that when I'm coloring. Anyways, see you in my next video. Bye.